James Cook was born on the 27th of October 1728 in a delightful corner of northeast England. His beginnings were humble. The family lived in this lowly thatched cottage of 2 rooms in the village of Marton. The cottage has long gone, but a granite urn marks the spot where it once stood. The area is now a parkland, where the award-winning Captain Cook Birthplace Museum now stands. James was baptised in the parish church of St Cuthbert, Marton, on the 3rd of November 1728. He was the second child of James, a Scottish labourer, and Grace, a servant girl from Thornaby. On the village green, a plaque acknowledging his great achievements is made from stone brought from Point Hicks on the east coast of Australia, where Cook in the Endeavour first sighted land. When James was 8 years old, the family moved to Great Ayton on the River Leven, where the father worked for Thomas Scotto on Airyholme Farm on the slopes of Rosebery Topping, known as the Matterhorn of Cleveland, and where another monument has been erected to Cook, overlooking the scene of his youth. His father became a farm overseer, and it was thought that James tended the stock on the farm when he wasn't attending the village school, where his education was paid for by Thomas Scotto. The family house in Ayton was, in 1934, transported stone by stone to Australia, and now stands in Fitzroy Gardens in Melbourne. This obelisk marks the spot where it stood, also made from stone from Point Hicks. This is All Saints in Great Ayton, where Cook's family, mother, father, sisters, and 5 brothers are buried. The greystone stands in the shade of Rosebery Topping. When James was in his early teens, he went to work in Staithes, apprenticed to William Sanderson, a grocer and haberdasher. Staithes, though picturesque, is greatly exposed to the onslaught of the North Sea, Sanderson's shop becoming a casualty. The only bit of the building left bears the name Captain Cook's Cottage. This plaque was unveiled by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales to mark the start of the heritage trade. In Staithes, James became intrigued by the drama of the sea and the stories he heard from the fishermen, and after 18 months he transferred his apprenticeship to John Walker, a shipowner in Whitby, embarking on a course which was to become his destiny. Here the sights and sounds of the sea are very much in evidence even today, as depicted in the Birthplace Museum in Stuart Park. John Walker was a shipowner and shipper of coal from Newcastle to London. His home here in Grape Lane is where James lodged and worked. It's back facing onto the harbour. Walker soon recognised Cook's potential and taught him maths in the winter and put him to sea in the summer, where, as a lad, he was to practice the skills that would take him round the world in both directions. Imagine James growing into manhood during the 9 years he spent here, as he looked out to sea, dreaming of greater adventures, and by the time he was offered his own ship, he had made up his mind to join the Royal Navy. The Navy had afforded him the opportunities he desired, and his superior navigation skills had ensured his progress through the ranks up to being given his own command. On the west cliff, Cook's statue looks out across the North Sea, commemorating his achievements and his 3 voyages of discovery. Through a whalebone is Whitby Abbey, in the shade of which James Cook learnt his skills.